Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the 36th episode of the SuperNova Show! And I am your host, Colton Roberts. This is going to be an interesting show today. We're going to talk some Schmoedown and some fan league in our movie trivia report. And then we're gonna do What If episode 6. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. And with me today, the superstar of the SuperNova show, Robert Kastner.
In light of my moniker, to Killers.
Yes. Now, how have you been this last week?
This week's been a bit rough work-wise, but football started on Sunday. Sunday was a great day.
Pittsburgh won, right?
They did indeed. All the prognosticators picked against them. I picked against them. I didn't think they were going to win in Buffalo because they don't win in Buffalo very often. But they did it, and it was a pleasant surprise. I thought with all the stuff that was going on with me and that, I thought it was going to be the worst day. But as it turned out, it was the best day.
Yeah, the Buccaneers won.
They did, barely. Interesting. Yeah,
Carolina, the Panthers won.
They beat the Jets, but yes.
Yeah, by 3 points, right?
5.
Yeah. And then I saw the Steelers win. And those were the only teams that I knew that I cared about because those were the only teams I could create conversation with you about. So,
quick rundown. As part of my introduction, the Packers got blown out. Everybody thought Aaron Rodgers maybe should have retired. That was a big thing. We got to see the first little bit of Justin Fields in the Sunday night game, but the Rams were still really good. And then since this is airing on Sunday, the Thursday night game happened for week 2. And that was a great game between the Giants and the Washington Professional Football Team, where the Giants should have won, but they blew it multiple times, as Giants tend to do.
All right. So I have a question.
Yes.
Maybe it's just me, but what is your opinion on that entire Washington football team thing?
Well, I mean, that's gonna get sorted out here soon.
Okay. I think I understand why they did it because it's horribly offensive.
Yes.
But I hate last year I was paying attention to the standings, and I would just see everyone has a mascot, and then it's Washington football team, and I'm like,
yeah, they call them the PFT, right? So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool for them because, Dan Snyder sucks, by the way. The guy who owns the Washington Professional Football Team, he sucks. It took forever for him to change the name, and he's always gouged the fans, and he's always put an inferior product in the field. But smartly for him, because they did this, everybody who had previous offensive Native American name gear then had to get professional football team gear. And then when they change the name, they'll have to get the new name gear. So generates a lot of money. So it's good for them.
Yeah. But yeah. All right. So since you're a sports guy and you know about football, I know Cam Newton got fired.
What's did.
Doing now?
Still weighing options. The consensus around the New England area was that because he was a superstar who was going to be booted for a rookie, that it didn't make any sense to keep him there as a backup because that backup story would just outshine the idea of Mac Jones being the starter. And Mac Jones had a pretty good day, even though they lost. So I think Cam is assessing options, maybe looking for the best course, probably waiting a couple weeks because he doesn't get beat up in the course of this, and then waiting to see who maybe gets hurt and what situation he might be able to sneak into that might be beneficial for him. So I think he's playing a wait and see game.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't go back. I doubt he'll go back to Carolina.
No.
Carolina's new quarterback, he's pretty good.
He's
watching him play.
Again, I forget who they play this week. It's out of my mind right now. It's somebody better. It's not Tampa because Tampa plays Atlanta. I forget who Carolina plays, but New Orleans. They play New Orleans. That'll be a better test for Sam Darnold, their quarterback, if he's actually good. They played the Jets, so that whole game kind of doesn't really matter. So let's see what he plays against when he plays against good competition.
Okay, so this is not the sports show on TV.
No, I just wanted to do like a quick 2 minutes.
They got one, but now I have like so many questions. So the Giants are the New York Giants, right?
They are indeed.
But why is their stadium in New Jersey?
The Jets are the New York Jets, and they share that stadium. I think it's a branding thing. Well, so I think it was easier to lease a big stadium for the Meadowlands in New Jersey, but it's better branding-wise, especially because the Giants and the Jets have been in existence forever, to keep the New York part of that. So I think
so in reality, like only Buffalo is the true New York team, really.
Yes. And there used to be a long time ago, when there were New York football Giants and New York baseball Giants before the Giants moved to San Francisco. So you had to make that designation. That's why people say the New York football Giants, because back in the day you had to say that to differentiate.
Yeah. And like, I understand, like, no offense to Anthony, you live in New Jersey, but nothing good comes from New Jersey. Like, he came from Pennsylvania, so
that's fair. What good came from New Jersey? We got that great episode of It's Always Sunny where they go to New Jersey. That's good. I would recommend that. Otherwise, I mean, Princeton's there. Ivy League schools in New Jersey. Yeah. That's something.
Yeah, but that was that was built there before all the trash went.
Yeah, like in the 17th century. Yes.
Yeah. So they didn't know what they were doing. They were still battling New York on if they could have Ellis Island and Liberty Island or not.
True. I mean, Sandra Bullock was in the state of New Jersey in Miss Congeniality, and she lost to Rhode Island.
Yeah. That says something there. But yeah, okay, so that was good. Yeah, this week
we mixed it up. I just wanted to do a little bit. You asked some questions, which I'm gladly available to answer. I will answer any sports questions you would ever want to ask. I promise.
Yeah, I will definitely think of some questions.
Okay.
And every show I'll ask them. But those are all questions I've always wondered to myself, but I was like, ooh, I can ask Robert. He won't make me feel like an idiot.
No. I used to do training as a previous job, and I always thought I wasn't really built for that kind of thing. But if it's something I really like, I will gladly talk about it. And the goal is not to make you, I want to inform. It's one of my big things I like to do in life is to inform. So I don't want to make you feel bad about being informed.
Yeah, and especially like if it's something I have no idea about, I'll totally ask. But yeah, like you've demonstrated perfectly that I can ask you questions and not like today I asked, or maybe it was last night, if I should read the book Dune before watching the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been really considering, like, I've never seen the old movie.
I really want to watch it. I haven't seen it.
I've really considered waiting until I watch the movie to read the books, because there's four books?
I think there's 6 technically.
Okay. But at the same time, like, I don't want to get like an image of, like, if you've watched a movie and then you read the book, you kind of get that image of the actor in your head instead of what the book says.
Yeah. That's kind of weird, right? Because you'll probably read that and you'll be like, that doesn't compute. But I think that goes the other way too.
Yeah, so I'm trying to decide. Like, I could definitely read the first book, I think, before.
It's a long book. That's kind of the other reason I told you off camera that I've been busy with other things, and I have, but it's also kind of a long book.
Yeah, it's 467 pages, right?
Sounds about right. Yes.
Yeah, which, like, that is no problem. Like, I told my best friend, like, I was asking him that. He's like, it's a really long book, man. I was like, I just finished all 5 of the Game of Thrones novels recently, and that's like 4,000 pages worth of books.
Fair. I also have the first 5 novels on my Kindle that doesn't work very well, but I always get like 100 pages in, and then something happens, and I never go back to it. So.
Yeah, I always I read them recently because I was thought, oh, maybe he'll release the book When's a Winner this year. But now I swear to God, it's never going to happen, and I will have just wasted all that time.
If he couldn't get it out when there's no Game of Thrones content.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing is there is. Like, he's writing for the House of the Dragon show.
Oh, well, okay. I was going to say,
like,
there really is no reason why, in the course of a pandemic, why he shouldn't be able to finish a book, honestly.
Yeah, like, there are writers who release 1,000-page novels.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to get on that Danielle Steele, James Patterson train, honestly. He needs to crank out some books, but he doesn't want to.
Yeah, and he's like, because he's writing pilots for like multiple TV shows and stuff, which I mean, I guess he makes automatic money for that, but he'll make a fortune if he finishes When's a Winner and A Dream of Spring, but
I think he thinks the longer he puts it off, the more hype it'll get, the more money he'll generate. Well, did you ever see that Family Guy episode where Stewie and Brian take Adderall? Stewie, it makes him like all mellow, but Brian, it like amps him up.
Yeah.
And they go to like the Rhode Island convention, like the Comic-Con, and they meet George R.R. Martin, and he gives them this like 1,000-page document along with a model. And George R.R. Martin's like, this is all crap, man. You just wove together a bunch of like tropes and things that don't belong together, because Adderall doesn't make you write well. It just makes you write a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, like the fact that it's been 10 years since he finished A Dance of Dragons makes me be like, he could have wrote 100 pages a year and he'd be finished.
Yeah.
But he has not. And I don't
someone who started a bunch of books and never gotten past like a chapter, it's I agree it is difficult.
Yeah, like,
but if you have that much established cachet and you have like the universe already like built in, then it should technically be easier, you would think.
Yeah, and I also wonder if, man, we're never going to get to Schmoedown. And
nope. But, this is free flow and off the cuff.
Yep.
All kinds of consciousness.
But I wonder if he's just waiting for more and more people to forget about the finale of the 8th season, because, man, was that not good.
I always talk to my wife, since, we're on HBO Max now, if we want to go ahead and start that. And we always consider it, because I remember I burned the first season because I got it from the library. That's what I used to do to not spend money, because I would burn DVDs from the library. So I have like lots of sleeves of movies I'll never watch, really. They were just like crappy movies I heard about, and I was like, well, I can get them from the library, and then I'll just burn them. So I'll have them as a log.
So you've never watched it?
No, I've never watched any Game of Thrones.
Okay, I will say the first 6 seasons are great. Season 7 is kind of okay, and season 8, if you've read the books, will make you pull your hair out.
Okay. We had my wife's cousin. He stayed with us the weekend that the finale happened, and we were watching stuff in our living room. He watched it because we weren't in it, so we couldn't watch together. And you could just hear his exasperation coming from his bedroom, and just how disappointed he was when he came out and we asked him about it. So yeah, I imagine it'll be something that I know the first 4. I used to listen to people talk about it, and I know the first 4 seasons are like immutable.
Yeah, I would say the first 3 seasons.
Okay.
They cover the first 2.5 books.
Yeah. Pretty
well, and then they kind of diverge because they like miss characters. Like, you've read the books, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have the books. I have them. I will read them. I just haven't.
Okay. So there's definitely characters they've cut out in the show, because like George R.R. Martin has said, "Oh, this show could go for 14 seasons," but Dave and Dan wanted to do Star Wars, so they ended it. And then when they Lucasfilm, which guess what? They don't always make great decisions, but when they realized how awful the 2 seasons were, where they didn't have any of Martin's content to base off of, it was horrible, and they fired him from Star Wars, which is good because Star Wars already has rough enough time with their movies. Let's not add horrible writers who one of the writers is the one who wrote Origins Wolverine, so that should have been the first sign right there. But
have any people who make content had a larger fall from grace than Benioff and Weiss? I mean, when they were up, and then they crashed down.
I will say, like, now, based on their actual content, I don't think so. But based on how public relations is, I think J.K. Rowling is now there.
Yeah, but she's still writing the movies, though, right?
Yeah, and she's still, a multi-billionaire.
Yeah. I don't know what Benioff and Weiss are doing right now. I guess they're working on as you said, the spinoff, right? They're producers.
No, they're not at all.
Oh, they're not involved with it at all?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, then I have no clue what they're working on right now.
Yeah. So they were working on a show. They debuted at Comic-Con a few years ago, and then that got canceled when Game of Thrones was crap. Was If the South Won the Civil War?
Yes, that one. I remember that. I was like, wow, that's a choice.
Well, no, because like the way they described it, it sounded really interesting. Like the South won the Civil War in the 1860s, and then they fought another one again right after World War II because they united to fight the Nazis because worst of the evils, I guess.
Wait, we didn't. The South was in charge, but they weren't like.
No. The nation was still split.
Oh, okay.
But. So the South was still like, plantations and stuff. While
why did the South want to fight the Nazis? That seems like
the South were like, well, I guess their method was it was going to be a united front to take out the Nazis, and then in the 1950s they were supposed to have another civil war after whatever. But it sounded really interesting to like see what the country would be like in modern day if. Like, because slavery definitely slowed down the industry in the South because
as soon as it was done, I mean, that's why Reconstruction happened, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they had that whole period, and that's why the South, 150 years later plus, people in the South still think they're behind people in the North because of that. If you ask some people, in debt, super ingrained in Southern environments or whatever, they would say that they were still lagging behind.
Yeah, like
did you ever watch The Man in the High Castle or read the book it's based on?
No. Is that
that's one based on the Philip K. Dick story if the Axis powers had won World War II.
Yep, that's what I thought it was. Yeah, because I was about to say, I was like, I don't like that story as much. They made a video game, Wolfenstein. I think that's it.
Yeah. Wait, Wolfenstein is about that? I guess I never paid attention to the story of Wolfenstein.
I think so. That the Nazis took over and then they ruled America as well. Yeah. And like I hated that because there's no that's the one reason why the British weren't able to rule us as well because we have a big ocean in between us and them. Yeah. Like I don't mind like the story of hey, what if? But then when it goes like super far out there to impossibility, I'm like no. So like their idea of the South winning the Civil War and then continuing on as a separate nation, I'm like, hey, that could happen. But if they went and said, oh, the South took over the entire nation, I'd be like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Because the North had way too many people. The South
and too many resources.
Yeah, and the South never wanted to take over the Union. They just wanted to be like, "Hey, leave us alone."
Yeah. What's the Family Guy thing where they meet? It's like, okay, no more slaves, but we don't have to agree to read books. And they're like, deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a place we went to.
Yes. But yeah, that's all I got for that. Now off our little tangent. Hey, the movie trivia report, Schmoedown / fan leagues. So some things have happened in the Schmoedown this week.
Two matches, right?
Yeah. Both Peggy and Jacoby lost their matches.
Wait, Jacoby played?
Yeah, he played today.
Oh, that's the one I missed. Well, there you go.
Friday.
Yeah, he played on Friday. I missed that one.
Yep. But he got down to the 5-pointer and like so yeah, now the fan league for Amaru.
He's the most successful one by far, but I guess that's why he was drafted number 2.
Yeah, but yeah, everyone else's season is done. So if he wins the belt, then he'll get to continue onward. If he doesn't, the fan league 4 season will be over as effectively of next Saturday, right? That's the change. And then
well, so Rue at the fan league 4 at most have 2 more matches left.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad. It makes me feel bad.
Yeah, yeah, and especially like once Rue is done with his match and he is able to come back on the show because right now he's studying. He's out there to.
Yeah, he's trying to win. Damn it.
Yeah, he's bringing that belt on the show when he wins.
That would be so cool.
I will drive to wherever he lives. I'm not going to list the city because I don't know if he's. I'm pretty sure we have discussed that before, but I want
to. Don't do it.
Yep. I will drive down there just so I can hold that belt because there's no way I'm ever going to be a Schmoedown anything. So I want to hold the belt.
That's the one thing I miss because I've won titles in fan leagues. I wish there were belts all around just so I had one.
Yeah, like if I ever did a trivia league, I already got a world championship belt, and I would totally throw it around to people.
You should.
But I don't want to write questions. Maybe once I'm like more free and the baby's born and I'm like, have to like chill out at the house a lot, then I could totally do geek. I don't think I could ever write singles. Like we did singles with the SuperNova show.
Yeah, remember that long ago?
Like
I played one time.
Yeah, you tied with Ryan.
I tied with Ryan 9-9.
Yep, and then I decided I'm not doing this anymore.
Stupid kid from Game of Thrones whose name is escaping me.
Yes. Man.
Yeah, it's Jack whatever.
Jack Gleason, yep.
Yeah, Jack Gleason. Screw that guy.
Yeah.
No, you just Google stuff. It's really easy to write. It's hard to write hard trivia questions. It's easy to write like 1-pointers. You just Google stuff and you.
Yeah, but I could totally do geek. Like if I ever decide to put trivia on my personal channel, that's what it will be. It will be geek trivia. I cannot write normal trivia.
You heard it here first, everybody. SuperNova show. Colton said he will write and make a geek trivia league.
Yeah, I do not announce it, but one day SuperNova trivia on the SuperNova network.
Great, look it.
Yeah.
So the fan leaguers are out. We can do a little bit of the match. You should do the Jacoby and Brendan Meyer match because I didn't know that had come out on Friday. I missed that one before we taped. But the Peggy Adam Collins match, Peggy was holding her own in the first round.
Yeah.
Going well. He got a perfect round. What are you going to do? And then he went 7-8 in Harrison Ford, and she got new releases. And I think he stole a couple points. It was 7. And they had one of those controversial things where she guessed Fatal Attraction, and then she changed to Basic Instinct, and they did a challenge, but she stopped herself, so they gave her the points. But then she missed the 3 and missed the 5, so she got TKO'd.
Yeah, and like that makes me wonder. Like, I don't want to doubt Adam or anything. But he hasn't answered too much of his round 3.
No, I think that's his bugaboo, and it would be better if he played better competitors in the tournament. Not saying Peggy's not good, just saying that he needs someone to match with him prior to getting to the title so that he can be prepared.
And even when he plays with deception, sometimes he misses, or he second guesses Marisol and all of that. And yeah, that's
well, she's going for a singles title. I don't think should be second guessing her whatsoever.
Yeah, and that match comes on tonight. So
yep.
Is there an undercard for that? I don't remember seeing it.
I don't believe so. I thought that was just a
because they called it a battleground, and normally a battleground has an undercard, but
you would think, but I don't believe
battlefield, not battleground.
There you go.
But yeah, no, yeah, it's just one match. So Arwen versus McKee. So
and the other match, which was better than I thought, but not quite as good as I was hoping, was Barbarian beat Alonso Duralde. I think he summed it up. Alonso did. He doesn't spend a lot of time working on his craft for this. I think if he did, he would be great, but he doesn't. So he's okay.
Yeah.
I look at it.
Yeah.
The den took a lot of. They took some L's this week.
Yeah, but at least they got the one win last weekend, and
they got the important one for sure.
Yep. Yeah, not too bad. The shows were good. But yeah, let's see. Fan League. So I've been I know Ansel, you had your match with Albert. It still frustrates me a lot that they put that Lord of the Rings question in round 1.
Well, did you? So in connection to that, David and Alex did a Facebook chat, a Facebook Live, indicating where the title picture is going to go after the current title picture that's being aired. And there was a match in that title picture that ended not in the best way. Did you see this?
Was it?
It was Brittany and Coho.
Yeah. And then, and Coho won.
Coho won, but the 5-pointer, his answer was actually incorrect. They had it incorrect, but he had the answer that they had in the doc. So Brittany actually should have won that match. So what they ended up doing was Coho keeps the victory, but her loss gets stricken from the record. And Coho is still ranked above Brittany, but she's still undefeated.
Okay. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
You can disagree. That's the choice they made.
I think they should have made it where they have a rematch.
Okay. But you think she still should have kept the loss?
No. I think he shouldn't have got the win.
I mean, it's hard because he's in this iteration. He's on the picture. He's in the picture still to go to the title. So it's hard to have the rematch.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could theoretically write it up and literally record and post it live. They don't have to have the fancy graphics and stuff. Just do the match again.
Okay.
And, I don't remember what was his 5-pointer.
They asked what were the 2 things Anakin was looking for in a speeder in Attack of the Clones.
Okay, and now I don't even remember what his answer was. Because I watched the match.
He said color and speed, I believe. And I don't know what the answer is personally because I haven't watched that movie in a minute. But color is definitely one of them. I don't know what the other thing is.
Yeah, because I remember the quote is, he says, "Sorry, I couldn't find a color that I liked, Master."
No, he said I couldn't find a speeder that I liked. Color, and then he lists something else, but I don't remember what the other thing is.
Okay, yeah.
But it's not speed; it's something else. I'll figure it out, and we'll get back to that.
But yeah, like so that. Yeah, I saw that, and I saw that she lost, and I was really surprised. Like,
yeah, she was the odds-on favorite when she got in and she started playing, and she got put on the road to the title. She would have been who I thought.
yeah, and then of course, can we talk about Geek for All?
No.
Okay, so I will talk about something. The curse happened, even with my prediction of me winning. I did not win, guys. I should have made the reverse saying that I didn't win, because then the curse would have been broken. And that's all I'll say about that. But
Oh, here it is. I was wrong. Oh, you know me, Master. I couldn't find a speeder that I really liked with an open pit and the right speed capabilities. The speed was right. I've heard the color question asked about the speeder. That's what it is. So that's the answer. Who the hell would remember that, honestly? Well, people who work in
Alex Damon.
Yeah, but that's all they do, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like I still think about it like Andrew DeMilana had well, he was on backstage this week, and he was talking about how he's stepping away.
Yeah.
And at least until next season, because apparently, like, that's all he's done for 6 months straight is watch Star Wars. Wars every single day. He has watched 3 or 4 Star Wars movies every.
That would kill me. I would want
to. And die. Whenever he hasn't watched anything that wasn't Star Wars, just so he wouldn't screw up. And if he was on the internet, he was looking up Star Wars like facts and stuff. He was like, it just wasn't good for me. So I decided to walk away. And I'm like, that is insane. But then he was talking about how hard it was now. And I still think to myself now, I'm like, how hard is it going to be next season when they add the shows and all that?
Very hard.
Yeah, like, because like people like Thomas and Alex already know that stuff because they do Dragon Con, which has all of that and the comics and everything. So like the people who don't already study that stuff are screwed. And if they put it in IG, everyone is screwed. I guess Star Wars.
I bet they won't put it in IG. I bet that'll be
like I figured that would be like this year adding all those categories, that would be the great equalizer, is if they add I could see them adding the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But definitely not Clone Wars, Rebels, Resistance, or Bad Batch. If they do, then that will be the great equalizer in IG next season. Because I
think it will be a equalizer. I don't think it'll be.
Well, because that's over. I would say that's probably 300 hours of content.
It is, but it's still just one category out of 25 or whatever it is. So
yeah, but yeah, I think also like the day that Amaru plays, we'll get the finals between Saul and Parker. Do you have a prediction for that?
Parker.
I also have Parker, and if the curse burdens him,
I don't know how Saul wins that match.
Honestly. Yeah, I don't either. I don't think he's good enough of a player.
No.
Like,
I mean, so here's the deal. We all love Rue on this show.
Yes.
You have to have that come to Jesus moment. I think they're pretty even for the most part. But you have to have that come to Jesus moment. If Rue beat Saul by TKO and you think Parker is as good, if not better than Rue, then there's really no reason that Parker shouldn't beat Saul.
So,
by the transitive property or whatever you want to call it.
You think Parker is champion by the end of the season?
Yes.
Even if Rue wins the belt?
I don't want to say it, but yes.
Yeah. I think Rude will have enough time to study that if he wins the belt next weekend, he'll have 3 months to really.
Yeah, but he'll have to do what he's doing now, extrapolated.
Yep.
And he's just got, his life has just changed personally.
Yep.
It'll be an interesting confluence of things.
But yeah. Okay, so to get back to fan league stuff, do you have
Yes.
anything that you would like to talk about? I already talked about my one thing.
So you mentioned my match against Albert. So as far as that's concerned, I'm still on the road to the Untold Geek title. So look out for more matches for me there. At least one more. I also had a match debut. I also had a match last week. It was a fandom teams match to get to a number one contender, which Jake and I won fairly handily. So we have a number one contenders match. I do know that it is airing this weekend, so everybody will get a chance to see a pretty bonkersy match. It's one I'm proud of. So go ahead and watch that one. That will determine if we get to play for a title as a rookie team, which is insane.
Yeah, and then you have to play if you win the number one contender, you have to play Nick and
Tim.
Yeah.
Knights of Ren, 10-0. I don't know how many times they've defended the belts. I want to say it's probably been like 5 or 6 times. But yeah, it's an unenviable task to win the number one contender match. But look out for that one. That probably has already aired by the time this is aired, so that's cool. I had a match in Jack of All Trivia for IG that, to be honest, I studied 0% for. Because I had to study for all these other ones. And sometimes you take things off and sometimes you want to test yourself, right? You want to test yourself. How much can I fall back on my laurels and see what will happen? And that's what I did for that match.
And yeah, like I understand. That's what I did for the Geek for All, and I did fairly well.
Speaking of that, we are both in that, which should air
Sunday.
Knock on the wood. Should air on the day this airs, along with my championship match against Joe for that. So I guess I will have 4 matches premiering, 4 things I'm involved in trivia leagues this weekend.
Yeah,
crazy as that is, but that's my life, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I know me and Kevin have talked about me being like an undercard during the tournament because I'm not going to be able to be in the tournament since it's only 16 people. But I told him I'd play, and I told him I'd call matches. Again, if I have time, I will definitely play.
Nice.
But it will obviously be people who have like lower records than me. And honestly, I think out of like all the people who play that have
like Malcolm.
Yeah, I'd have to play someone like Malcolm or Aaron or Jacob or Chris Diaz, and I would absolutely destroy all 4 of them.
Wow, hear it first. SuperNova Show, another announcement.
I have
destroy those 4 people.
Yeah, like I have no doubt in my mind that I would beat all of them.
You should do a 2v1.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, do that.
Like, just the round 1
handicap match
would mess us up.
Well, either way,
because I won't get more than 7 out of 10.
Whoa,
I will not.
Certainly downplaying yourself, sir.
Well, I've never done better than that. So
I've gotten perfect rounds in some places. I have not gotten one in Team Geek for some reason, and I don't really know why. And it haunts me, honestly.
Is it because of the 10th question being plot summary?
No, I actually do very well in plot summary. No, like the match I won against David, I only missed the Cirque Arcanus one, but that's because I hadn't rewatched Harry Potter recently, and I don't give a shit about Crimes of Grindelwald. So.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of anyone else who would be in the lower tier in TMG that I could play that would actually be a challenge.
Nico?
I realize me saying this makes me sound like a super arrogant person, but I know like enough to like compete with like midway of the
Nico?
people.
Like 1 and 3, I think.
Ooh, yeah, I could play Nico.
Yeah, you should play Nico. Nico is all distracted with trying to become a professional wrestler. So
Yeah, I mean he beat me in Full Metal, but I also had COVID.
there you go. Hey, remember Full Metal Geek? Because
Yeah,
I don't.
'cause I remember losing that one time against someone who apparently looks exactly like me.
He does. I lost to my teammate in like April, and it's going on October, and haven't played.
Yep. Yeah, so I'll play for them again at least one more time, maybe. And if I have to play against someone that's 0-1 and I have to play you, I'm gonna just forfeit.
Okay. I think I'm probably gonna play Tyler, which annoys me because I'll probably be 0-2. But you know, whatever. It's fine. He would say not. He would say it would be close, but Tyler scares the bejesus out of me, honestly. So
Yeah.
I'm just lucky he's in our faction, so that's fine.
But yeah, so since this is the only, because now they did talk about how like After Dark is now canceled.
Whoa, what happened?
Apparently some things went on and like a bunch of people are really busy, so they've canceled After Dark.
Oh, look at you. You're a surviving show.
Yeah, I'm the only consistent weekly show on TMG Entertainment. So hey, out
Does
there,
that mean we get more viewers?
probably not.
Oh, okay.
Well, all right. It's all according to if it gets uploaded on the day it's supposed to, then we get more viewers.
Okay.
When it's uploaded on Thursday, like 2 weeks ago, was uploaded on Thursday, and then we had one that came out on Sunday, so that Thursday one suffered a whole lot.
It really did.
Yep. But yeah, so any of you out there, I'm telling you, maybe not Nico, but the rest of you, I'm gonna sweep the floor with you. So
there it is.
If you're not in the tournament, just bring it.
I hope to be or I shouldn't say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Never mind. Not saying anything. I keep forgetting where we are with things, so I'm not going to say anything.
But yeah.
And do you want like a basic rundown of stuff?
Sure. Just.
I also lost my number one contender. I forget if that had happened already. I lost my number one contender match in Full Metal singles to Joseph. So Joseph versus Brian, another Wild Stallions, meet cute, I guess, for the title in Full Metal singles. That hasn't aired yet, so that'll end the Full Metal singles road to the title, and then I imagine they'll do a tournament, perhaps. Onto Geek, we talked about that a little bit, but they're doing a special thing with the next road to the title where those people who are ranked 2 through 9 will get paired up with the top 8 GCC winners, and they're going to do teams to get through to the title.
Okay.
And then whatever team is the last one standing, they will play each other, and then whoever wins that will play for the title next.
That's very interesting. Have they announced that they're going to do any more GCCs?
No, they have not announced. I don't believe so. No,
because I want to play in one of those. Just because I've never not had 0 points when I've ended a game, so I want to at least have 1 point. Because man,
that's a good goal.
Yeah,
that goal for you. Ontol is also, they're in the midst of a teams and singles tournament. I'm in the singles tournament. So look out for more of that stuff.
Do you know why Anthony's not in that tournament?
He didn't qualify. There's a lot of people who play Ontol singles.
Oh, okay. I know. I didn't know if it was because of that or because he helps produce.
No, because Alex is in the singles tournament and he produces. So.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Like Anthony produces like a lot of stuff for them, so I was like, oh, maybe he took himself out to.
No, I don't think he qualified. I had to win. I had to go 2-0 to qualify.
Okay.
2-0, and I have 2 TKOs, and I still had to qualify. So there's a lot of people who play Ontol, and you really have to do well to get in there. And then the teams tournament, it was just people who got a chance to play in teams and be successful for a match or two, I think. Similar deal. A lot of teams, narrowed down tournament. I mentioned the fandom #1 contender thing that I'm in. That's going to air. They're also doing one for singles. So there's a number of fandom tournaments that are happening based around where it is that you lost in the fandom summer tournament. So I imagine I will be in one of those because I lost in the 3rd round, but we'll see. And then Warzone, they're doing teams tournament. That's in the 2nd round, I believe, airing. So look out for that. My faction's doing fairly well in it. So that's pretty cool. Like to see that. And then I think that's really about it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the breakdown.
So let's go ahead and move on to our TV segment.
Yes.
As we ponder, what if?
Can I say before we get into it how more esoteric the what ifs get as we go on? To me, like the what ifs seem to make more sense given what happened. And then this one was just, what if Killmonger saved Tony Stark's life? And I'm like, what? That's so... It's not something that would just happen out of the blue. It's something that was like really planned out and very specific to this episode.
Yeah, because he was obviously not there.
That's what I mean. Like, he wasn't there. It wasn't like he made a decision and a choice to completely turn this universe upside down. No, it was like they planned for him to be out there so that they could have this episode. It's very esoteric.
Or like, because in the episode, he says they broke into the Ten Rings facility, and that's how he knew what the plan was, so he knew to show up.
Yes.
And I'm like, this... I don't know where this one ranks for me. I really liked it as I watched it.
It was so good. I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't like #1 episode as much. 2 through 6 have been fairly good in my estimation. 3 through 6 have been great in my estimation. But that's
I really like 2. 2 is
T'Challa.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. I love Hank Pym doing his evil nonsense and killing all the Avengers.
Yes.
And then I love this one. I did not like the zombie one as much.
I know you didn't, but I like that one a lot.
And I like the Doctor Strange one. But
should we do spoilers?
Sure.
Spoilers. Guess what? Oh, I thought you would say what?
Oh, what?
Chicken butt. But anyway.
Yeah, okay, see, that's the reason why. Like, I have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, and they pull that stuff on me all the time. They'll be like, guess what? And they're like, made you say what, chicken butt? And then they'll just run away. And I'm just like, so.
My comedy aspirations do skew a timeline between me being like 10 years old to me being now. But anyway, what if episode 6 happened? It did. You can't deny it. You can't turn about face and think it never happened. You can't wish it away like Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street. It was always there. It's always been here since Wednesday. So because of that, we're talking spoilers. In your face. Spoilers. In your face. Spoilers. If it was in your face and you don't understand why, go and watch the episode and come back. Did you? Good, because we can talk about it now.
Yes. Yeah, I thought the episode was good. The thought that like I thought it was gonna be weird at first having someone else be Tony.
It's weird at the beginning, but it starts to grow on you. It seems like he kind of backs into the voice of Robert Downey Jr. a bit more and more as time goes on in the episode.
Plus he's not around for a whole lot.
No, it's a lot in the beginning and then in the middle. I really, really, really enjoy this episode. And the reason I really, really enjoy this episode is because in Black Panther, Killmonger's plan to become the Black Panther, to get into Wakanda and enact revenge on the world for how it treated people of color, was a fair plan. But it was a pretty straightforward plan, right? It's pretty straightforward. This plan is so off the wall. He is playing 4D chess against everyone. I like that we get to see Killmonger's intellect on display. It was a little bit on display in Black Panther. It's really on display in this episode, and I really like that. They make him out to be like an evil genius, which is great.
Yeah. So, do you think it's weird that they have, like, this is the first time? No, is this the first time we've seen Rhodey in What If?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember if we saw him in the zombie episode last week.
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay. Is it weird that they didn't use a Terrence Howard looking person?
No.
Like I thought
I think they want to forget that, honestly.
Yeah, like I thought it wasn't weird when I saw like Mark Ruffalo looking Hulk in instead of Edward Norton. I was like, that would make sense. But then whenever I saw Don Cheadle, I was like, oh.
I honestly, before he showed up, when, by the way, Killmonger just exposes Obadiah Stane, like at the news conference. It's just a choice, and I love it. He's just like, yeah, I have all this stuff. Guess what? I got you. And then Happy punches him in the face, which is great. But honestly, when they go to the thing and they're drinking, it reminds me of Iron Man when they're drinking on the plane, him and Rhodey. And I was like, did they just replace Rhodey? Is the idea that he replaced Rhodey? Because I got a little upset, just a little bit. And then he showed up and I was like, oh, okay. He replaced him kind of, but not fully. He was still there. So good.
Yeah. And I do like that this episode seemed like it went somewhere.
Yeah.
Like if they make a season 2, I could totally see this episode having a sequel.
So I mean, this had a cliffhanger, right?
Yep.
The zombie one had a cliffhanger too.
Yeah, like episode 1 has a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Episode 3 is a cliffhanger. A lot of them have cliffhangers.
I'm trying
I would say 2 and 4 maybe have the least amount of cliffhanger.
Yeah.
You could make a case that you could go through more of the Doctor Strange thing if he's still alive and what that looks like, him alone in this pocket non-universe or whatever.
Yeah, I just don't think I don't think last week's really.
It definitely had a cliffhanger.
Yeah, but I mean, it just shows zombie Thanos, and
no, there's still we have Peter Parker, Scott Lang's head, and one-legged T'Challa going to Wakanda. What if Wakanda got run out? Like, what if that got run? Because it did, because Thanos was there as a zombie. So what's that look like when they get there?
Yeah.
That definitely had a cliffhanger. You kidding me?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, yeah, but I kind of know where that goes a little bit. I am really curious where Agent Carter goes, or Captain Carter goes.
Yeah,
I'm really curious where all the Avengers being dead, and
it's just Nick Fury and Captain Marvel and frozen Steve Rogers.
Yeah, and then and then this episode, I'm really interested where it goes. Like, it seems like Shuri and Pepper are about to do something interesting.
By the way, when he goes into the throne room and Shuri's like a young girl, and I was like, wait, that's not Letitia Wright. And then I was like, wait, this is an 08. This was 8 years before Black Panther or whatever. So she would be a little girl. And I was like, oh, that makes all the sense in the world. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Honestly, so the entire time I was watching it, like once T'Challa died, I was thinking, oh, he's just going to chill out until it's time to do this ritual, and then he'll kill his uncle, and then he'll be king of Wakanda. But instead, he like manipulates his uncle to making him the Black Panther, and I'm like,
so cool. I like the idea so much.
that's nice.
Yeah. His plan is so cool in this. I love his plan. It goes from like, it's like 20 years of plan or whatever. However old he's supposed to be. What, like 28, maybe 30?
Yeah.
12 years of planning is in this, and it's incredible. I like that they made the sonic disruptor. They made that a weaponized thing, which was really cool. I like that.
Yeah, because we only see it the one time in Iron Man with
and it's a little device. This is like a big rifle type thing.
Yeah.
I like Tony Stark not thinking building a miniature arc reactor is a dumb idea. I like that. I like the Gundam version of suits, which they even mentioned Gundam, which is hilarious.
Which I love that because like Michael B. Jordan, huge anime fan.
Yeah.
So whenever Killmonger's like, I'm just a huge fan of anime, I'm like, that's totally probably something Michael B. Jordan said or they wrote because they know Michael B. Jordan loves anime.
The part that really struck me was that when he goes to the ritual, he goes to the ancestral plane in Wakanda. It doesn't wrap up to where he was in Oakland. I thought that was very interesting, and what T'Challa told him is really plays into what you talked about with the cliffhanger for the episode.
Yeah, like, and he doesn't see his dad at all. He just sees T'Challa.
Yes, I think that's so interesting. This episode, I mean, to be honest, I really want Michael B. Jordan back in Black Panther too.
Yeah, honestly, like, it's a weird thing because I think in the comics he has the ability to resurrect himself.
Yeah.
So they could totally do that and him be Black Panther because he already has the power. And like everyone's been like, hey, they should just make Shuri Black Panther. But I'm like, that doesn't work for me because he burnt all the heart-shaped orb. So unless they're like, hey, no, they had some over there too.
I mean, there's so much vibranium that penetrated the earth, right? I'm sure they could grow more. I'm sure they could manipulate stuff to grow more heart-shaped herb. That wouldn't. They could wash that away as an explanation. I'd be fine with it.
Yeah. Which, all right, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, by the way, the other thing, bad form on the U.S. military for not thinking of the idea that the robots go into the vibranium shield and they would go offline. Like nobody thought of that. So dumb. Really bad form on the U.S. military.
Well, they do say Army intelligence is just the worst. So
apparently so, because only Killmonger thought of that, and nobody else associated with the U.S. military was like, "Do you think maybe our uplink won't work if we go into this like padded force field?" No, okay, sure, we'll be fine then.
But yeah, that was supposed to be Thunderbolt Ross, right?
It was, yeah.
It was okay. That's what I thought the entire time, but
same version of him, same guy that voiced him in episode 3.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, I like the episode. Like we're only getting 3 more.
Yeah, it sucks. We still get the only thing I remember from the trailer that hasn't been shown, 2 things. We haven't got Chris Hemsworth's Thor yet, like him speaking and playing an actual role. And we haven't had the alt Avengers do the rotating shot, which is like Gamora with the we haven't done the Gamora thing where she has Thanos' blade, which I assume is the same episode, but maybe it's not.
Yeah.
So there are some things from the trailer we still have yet to see.
Yeah, like I saw a clip this week that was like, let me see if I can find it. I'll find it on YouTube, see if I can find it real quick, and then I'll just share my screen. But But yeah, so let's see. Yeah.
Are you playing this within? Are you doing a multimedia presentation?
No, I'm just trying to find the Okay, so I don't know how to zoom on a Mac. Oh well, we're not going to worry about it. We'll just share screen, and you'll show me if this looks good. All right, so you see this right here?
Yep.
So you see Thor there, but you also see Evil Strange.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if that's just something they have spliced together for the thumbnail, or if that's something we're gonna see. Like, are we gonna see a what if on like, hey, all these universes collide together?
That would be great for like a last episode.
Yeah, like that's what I'm wondering if that will be episode 9 or not. But
Who knows?
yeah, because you see Evil Strange there, so I don't know. But
Maybe it's like Evil Strange trying to readjust the timelines, trying to make up for the shit he did.
yeah, maybe. I'm curious about that, or if it's just again like something I said, like they just spliced it together for the thumbnail to get people to click on it. But marketing and stuff.
Of course.
But yeah, like three more episodes. I am not excited for the show to go away, but I'm more and more excited because I see on Twitter all the time people posting about it, which makes me think, ooh, maybe Star Wars will do this one day, hopefully, maybe.
That's what you mentioned before. I still don't hold out hope for that. But after this, it's, a couple months to Hawkeye.
Yeah, I was going to ask, I sent you a message about it. Are you going to watch Star Wars Visions?
I doubt it.
Okay, because I was gonna say I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna binge watch all because it's all posted next week, all 9 episodes or whatever.
Okay.
I am not excited about it, but I would if you were gonna watch it and you wanted to talk about it on the show, then I would binge watch all of it in a day. But since I'm not gonna do that,
no, I don't
watch it at my leisure and
watch at your leisure and give like a basic report.
Okay, yeah, I will do that. Yeah, so I think it comes out next Wednesday.
Wow, quite a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah, so then I'd have enough time to watch it before 2 weeks from recording this. I'll be able to do that.
Sweet.
Yep. So yeah, that's good.
So what do you say, Fearless Leader? You ready to sign off?
Yeah, let's wrap this up and call it a day. Let's take the spoilers down and let's go to farewell. All right. So Robert, thank you for coming on the show.
Of course. Maybe there a day we'll have a 3-man weave or better and get more opinions on some things.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good. Like I know, like we said, we got the rest of What If, and then I don't think we have anything else till Hawkeye, right?
No.
Yeah, because
Eternals comes out before Hawkeye, I guess.
Oh, and like Venom and stuff because they bumped Venom up 2 weeks.
Yep.
But
okay.
yeah.
So, is it October 1st? It's supposed to come out like in 2 weeks. Okay. Venom. Sopranos prequel movie. That's how I feel about it.
As a person who I've never watched The Sopranos, I can't have an opinion on it.
Okay.
So.
Well, in my personal opinion, those 2 things come out the same day, and there's one thing I'm uber excited about, and there's one thing I'm less excited about.
Yeah.
One of those things happens in New Jersey to bring it full circle.
Hey.
Yep.
And I'm trying to think when does and Dune comes out in October too.
Yep.
So I'm trying to debate if I'm going to go see that before reading the book.
Okay.
And if I'm going to watch it on HBO Max or if I'm going to watch it in a movie theater. Because I don't know. Is it kid friendly?
It's like murder. I mean, there's murder, there's violence.
Okay, I mean,
I haven't gotten to any.
they've watched Criminal Minds before.
Okay, I haven't gotten any sexually explicit stuff yet.
Okay, yeah, because if I can take them to go see it, then I will definitely go watch it in theaters. If not, then I will watch it at the house because I don't like going. I don't do theaters by myself. That's extremely boring.
I used to do it before I met my now wife.
Yeah, I used to do the same, but now that you have like, I have a family and stuff, it's weird going to the movies by myself.
I bet it's very.
Yeah. Yeah, like I used to do it all the time. Like back when The Force Awakens came out, I don't know if I've ever told this story before. I watched it 8 times opening weekend, 5 times in the same day. Like I bought a ticket to every showing that my local movie theater had, so I was there from 9 in the morning to midnight. And I loved that movie, and I saw it Thursday night, 5 times Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I loved that movie. Now I feel less good about it now that I've seen the other 2 movies, but
yeah,
I was just like, woo. And like most of the time, it was just me watching it by myself, and like going and refilling my large popcorn and my large drink, and then just going right back to my seat. But yeah, so yeah, definitely.
I appreciate your dedication, even though I would never do that in a million years.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's good. Yeah, let's.
It might be a little bit of drag for content in like 4 to 5 weeks, but we'll figure out ways to balance it out. Loyal viewers.
Yeah, we still got 3 weeks of What If, and then after that, we can talk about Venom, and then right after that, we can talk about everything else. But yeah, I'm gonna call that a week. Thank you, Robert, for coming on. Do you have anything you want to promote?
Nope. I already said everything that I got going on that you'll see me on the internets for. So at Robert Kastner, come and talk to me. It's cool.
Yep, and then just follow me at Colton Roberts 8 on Twitter, and follow the show at SuperNova_show. Sometimes I tweet funny things. Yep, and yeah, like, share, and subscribe on TMG Entertainment. If I posted the link on Facebook like I'm supposed to, go like TMG Entertainment. They make good quality content.
Indeed.
Yep.
Do it, you plebes. No, I'm just kidding. But do it.
All right. See you later.
Don't forget to tip your virtual waitresses, everybody out there in the SuperNova Show sphere.